I was gone for less than 24 hours. Gone as in I didn't check anything going down, mainly because yesterday was my birthday, and given that we are all stuck inside our homes, I kind of wanted to make the most of that day in whatever way I could. So I pre-recorded a video and let that upload on its own. Less than 24 hours and this burning fiery mess has already exploded into one of the biggest and most serious things we've ever seen happening regarding Roblox. Good lord. Usually when something big or worrying or concerning or anything along those lines happens on Roblox, I get so much information about it sent to me. So even if I knew nothing about the situation, God knows I will soon enough. I like to think of you guys as really cool messenger pigeons, but for anything Roblox. Like, you kind of just swoop in and hit me with some messages and then fly away. Maybe pigeon is downgrading you just a little bit. Let's call you superheroes or something instead. I got sent as well as came across a lot of news articles all about this same exact issue. And I feel like this needs to be said specifically. This is a much more serious problem than perhaps something we would usually discuss. I believe the first place to create one of the news articles regarding this topic was this one from Vice. Hacker bribed Roblox insider to access user data. Or if we elaborate on that slightly, we can say that a hacker literally paid a Roblox mod a certain amount of money in order to gain access to the Roblox admin panel, as well as a lot of user data. The hacker was able to look up information on high-profile Roblox users as well as reset passwords and take other actions on accounts. So when I say that this is a significantly more serious issue than we are used to, I sure as heck mean it. But before we spiral deeper into this, I'd like to quickly request that you leave a like on this video and subscribe just so that we can allow more people to see and realize exactly what went down with this. And now back to our regular programming. The Vice News article. A hacker bribed a Roblox worker to gain access to the back-end customer support panel of the massively popular online video game, giving them the ability to look up personal information on over 100 million active users and grant them virtual in-game currency. You know, the worst part about this is, whilst the actual amount this Roblox mod got bribed for hasn't been proven, but from what I've been told, it was a very low amount, as in $500 low. I've been informed on a fair amount of information as well as seen a lot of screenshots, but I think here we can just go through these news articles because I don't feel right with sharing a lot of what people have sent to me, but that amount of money is especially low when you consider just how much this hacker got access to. Basically $500 for access to millions of user data and the ability to do whatever the hacker wanted to do to anyone on Roblox. With this access, the hacker could see users' email addresses as well as change passwords, remove two-factor authentication from their accounts, ban users, and more. Well, now that video about Roblox moderation being the worst area of Roblox kind of makes a lot more sense. If you didn't watch that video, then first of all, what are you doing? And second of all, basically my brother had an incident in which he contacted Roblox support because he forgot his security pin, and that was a whole issue within itself. But from here, the support system kind of created a downward spiral of problems for our situation alone. Roblox locked his account until he somehow proved that it was actually his account, but they didn't tell him that they locked it. They just seemingly changed the password and disabled the two-factor authentication, and then later appeared to have unlocked the account, but again didn't tell him, and that was the end of that. But now disabling the two-factor and the resetting of the password, I don't know, that sounds an awful lot like the powers that this hacker had been given. Being real, I honestly doubt that the hacker was the cause of my brother's locked account, but the timing, given both circumstances, is really quite scary to think about. To have someone who, keep in mind, is not a Roblox admin, have access to all of this private user data and information, as well as access to the whole Roblox admin panel, which we can actually take a look at in just a moment, that's a very dangerous thing to have happened, and not to mention how serious this is. This highlights not only the risk of insiders at companies exploiting their access to user data, but with Roblox catering to a large audience of minors, how hackers may access the data of children. The pure fact that this happened in the first place is concerning on its own, but when you figure out exactly how this access was given, i.e. the bribery and the selling of the access, I just want to know how this was allowed to happen, to be honest. Another article writes it as Roblox Roblox game hacked 100 million users' data compromised, the damage that this person could have caused is something beyond comprehension, and whilst what did happen was already bad enough, it was said that the hacker could have looked up information on many users, although it appears they limited their actions to a handful of accounts. True or not, I've been informed that it was apparently around just 10 accounts that the hacker actually applied their actions onto. To have potentially hundreds of millions of accounts and user data put at risk in such a way, and I cannot stress this enough, is an incredibly serious event to occur. But for the hacker to have left it where it was and not let that number go as high as it would have needed to go to cause serious damage, I suppose that's some kind of a silver lining in this story. Vice have quoted from the hacker that I did this only to prove a point to them, and I can only assume that them means Roblox. Yeah, I really hope that they have this as a point taken, because this isn't just some minor thing that they can let slide and try to act like it didn't happen. A photo of the Roblox customer support panel provided by the hacker, and you can see that this is legit. This panel includes their user ID, usernames, when their premium expires, as well as a bunch of other access tabs up at the top. Beyond just viewing user data, the hacker was able to reset passwords and change user data too. According to screenshots of the customer support panel the hacker shared, this is what I'm saying, outside of being able to see any personal information linked to any account, they could quite literally do anything and everything they wanted to do to any user on this entire website. The hacker said they changed the password for 2 accounts and sold their items. One of the screenshots appears to show the successful change of 2-factor authentication settings, and by any account on Roblox, I don't know how else I can say that, truly any account registered on the entire platform. The screenshots mostly contained personal information such as email addresses of a handful of specific Roblox players, but some of them included high-profile users such as the YouTuber Linkmon99. I believe that's where they started off, with Linkmon99. That email address is the one secretly linked to my account, Linkmon99 told Vice when presented with the exposed personal information and asked if it was genuine. A secret email that Linkmon99 created purely with the purpose of it being linked to his Roblox account and nothing else. An email that only Linkmon himself knew existed apparently got sent to him in a screenshot from the hacker, and I guess that's where it began, and that's when everyone realized, hey, something is not quite right here, because why would some random Roblox admin send a screenshot of your linked email to you? That would just more than likely never happen. I knew it must be true because there is no other way anyone else could have found that email or other private info that was attached regarding my moderation history, account status, and everything else. And just in case you were wondering if Roblox knows about this or not, they absolutely do. They for sure acknowledged it, which is a start, I guess. But as far as speaking out about this goes, they kept their words very limited. A Roblox spokesperson told Motherboard in an email, "We immediately took action to address the issue and individually notified the very small amount of customers who were impacted. All we can do is hope that this isn't all they have done or all they are doing. They took action to address the issue, great, they know it happened. They notified every affected user, great, now everyone involved know that it happened. But please don't let Roblox leave it at that. This is a whole lot more serious than just sweep it under the carpet and hopefully no one will notice that massive bump it's leaving in the middle of it." Originally, the hacker told Vice they phished a Roblox worker to gain access to the backend customer support panel before backtracking and claiming it was due to an issue in a piece of authentication software. So I suppose at this point the reasoning behind what the hacker did is a little bit foggy and thus becoming very unclear. There is a pretty interesting piece of information in here too. The hacker also attempted to claim a bug bounty from Roblox, they said. Legitimate security researchers often identify vulnerabilities in sites or services and then report those issues to the respective company so that the problem can be fixed. Companies then pay the researchers in response. Honestly, if we take a look at that alone, it kind of makes it seem like the hacker wanted to innocently help Roblox, and I have absolutely no idea how this guy was thinking or how Roblox was thinking, but maybe this is the point that he wanted to try and prove to Roblox. Prove that Roblox have some major flaws in these areas by literally gaining yourself access to it. Truly a very bold and extreme way to go about things, but I guess what's done is done, it is what it is. access. The request of the hacker, who appears to have acted more maliciously than a legitimate security researcher, was denied. But whatever that reason may be, that doesn't matter a great deal. The fact that it did happen is the big red flashing light in this whole entire story. Again, I hope Roblox takes the point that this hacker was trying to make, and I hope they take it strictly as well. To see this be able to happen in the first place is concerning, but to see it happen a second time would be real disappointing. But anyway, let me know what you guys think about a Roblox mod selling access to the Roblox admin panel. Man, what a crazy sentence. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.